I'd like to call this regular meeting of the Bolingbrook Village Board to order. I'd like to start with the pledge to our flag. I'd like to ask Brad Swanson, please lead us in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Roll call, please.
Mayor Claire.
Here.
Trustee Lawler.
Here.
Trustee Swin-Kunis.
Here.
Trustee Brown.
Here.
Trustee Shank.
Here.
Trustee Morelli. Trustee Morales.
Here. Approval of the minutes. There a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on June 9th.
So move.
Second.
Motion trustee Brown, second trustee Swin-Kunis. Questions, corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Approve the agenda. Mr. Bowen,
No additions or corrections
is
this
there a
evening.
motion to approve the agenda as published?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Morales, second trustee Lawler. Questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The agenda is approved. We have no appointments, boards, commissions this evening. We do have two proclamations. The first, it's National Historic Preservation Week. The acceptor will be Jim Childers, Chair of the Historic Preservation Commission. You have some other members. You want to bring them all up now?
Please.
Would you like to introduce the rest of your commission?
To my right, Judy Bredwick, Diane Smith, Mary Poco, Pat Treadway, and Miss Kathy Booley.
Thank you. Whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for fostering local pride, maintaining community character, historic preservation and is designed to raise awareness of and appreciation for places that make communities special and the individuals and organizations working to preserve them. And whereas historic preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, both urban and rural, and for all Americans of all ages and all walks of life and all ethnic backgrounds. And whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that has helped shape us as a people. And whereas This Place Matters is the theme for the National Historic Preservation Week 2009, co-sponsored by the Bolingbrook Historic Preservation Commission and the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Now, therefore, I register declare Mayor of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Bolingbrook, Will, and DuPage County, Illinois, hereby proclaim June 28th to July 4th, 2009 as National Historic Preservation Week and call upon all residents of the village to join their fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in the special observance. Again, accepting Jim Childress on behalf of the Historic Preservation Commission.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the long support that you've given the Historic Commission. We know that this is something that's very dear to your heart. And for the trustees, and particularly Carol Penning, we thank you very much. Now it's our turn to make a presentation to you. Mr. Brad Swanson. For some time, Mr. Mayor, the Historic Commission has been working on a project. Some time back, you suggested that we come up with a history book for Bolingbrook. And what we have done is come up with a cookbook, Savoring the History of Bolingbrook, a keepsake cookbook. We solicited hundreds of recipes from many, many residents, and they also added little anecdotes and little comments in there. And would you open up, Brad, that for the mayor? In the beginning of the book, there is a number of pages on the history of Bolingbrook. What we have done is go from 1960-61 to the current time, not going back to the 1800s, to the Boardmans and the Freemans and et cetera. The histories will show the original Village Hall, which is eventually going to be the Pathways Museum. This is the building that's located on East Briarcliff between St. Dominic and Fire Station 1. Sometime way down the line in the future, when the monies are available, we will make that into a permanent museum building. When we talk about the original Village Hall, everybody says, oh yeah, the jail cells. Well, Chief McCarthy, the cells are still there if you need them. So that's going to be our long-range program. These cookbooks are going to go on sale Sunday, June 28th, at the Village Picnic, and they will be $20. We'll take cash or a check. Sorry, no credit cards. So the first one, Brad Swanson, in Troop 39, made this an Eagle Scout project to help us. Put your money away. Put your money away. No, wait a minute.
I don't want a cheap newspaper story out of this.
No,
here.
no, wait, no, no. You didn't let me finish, Mr. Mayor. I was going to say that this is a gift to you from the Historic Commission members. We paid for this ourselves, sir.
I appreciate that, but
So
I
anyway,
insist.
okay, thank you, sir. So Brad Swanson and Troop 39 and his people, his parents are in the front there, spent a lot of hours assembling these books. There's many, many pages, and without their help, it'd be Pathways Parade, and we still wouldn't have the book ready. But anyway, they're ready. They're going on sale at the Village Picnic. Thank you very much, and we hope to see all of you there. Have a good time, and looking forward to selling the books to you. Thank you.
Get Brad over here. First of all, how old are you?
I'm good.
How old?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm 15 years old.
And you're good. So this is part of your Eagle project, correct?
Yep.
And when do you have your, do you meet your Court of Honor? When do you have that?
I haven't set a date yet for that.
What, like 6 months away, 3 months?
6 months would be a fair guess.
It's not a quick process, I know that. So what gave you this idea?
Well, my scoutmaster originally told me that that I could help the historical commission with something. So I talked to Carol Penning, and she said that they needed help with their historical cookbook.
How many did you make? How many books?
I have a total of 87 right now.
You hope to sell out this week?
Yes.
And more ready?
Our total goal is 300 books.
So it was a lot of work?
Oh yeah, I put a lot of hours into this. I've been working on it for quite some time now.
So you're totally finished now?
Yes.
This is like your last responsibility tonight?
Yep.
Now, I think, isn't there another Swanson running around here doing something for an Eagle Scout Award?
Yeah, my brother is working on the birdhouses that you see around the lake and at Meyer Park.
And what might his name be?
Brandon Swanson.
Well, I just want to let him know. And your parents, what are their names?
My mom, Susan, and my dad, Brian.
And your dad is a scout leader?
He was a Cub Scout leader.
He looks like a leader right now. Look at him. So they're going to have two. Your brother's project is almost done too, correct?
Yep.
You're at the picnic this week, and you notice there's new birdhouses up all around the village grounds. He made each of those birdhouses?
Oh, yeah, except for the metal one that the Park District purchased.
Okay. So what kind of birds are you going to have back here?
Purple martins.
We've already moved in. I'm watching one near my window, and so that's another project, and he'll be done when?
He finished putting up all the houses last week. He just has to do all the writing up and go to the board of review, and that's it.
So you'll have a dual Eagle Scout ceremony. That's the plan.
Yep.
And that'll be 2 sons and Eagle Scouts. Any more sons in the making, or any more? Well, the reason probably didn't sound quite right. Well, the reason I ask is we had a police chief, Mike Calcagno, and had 3 sons that were all Eagle Scouts. So it's quite a distinction. Well, 2's quite a distinction too. So you happy?
Oh, yeah. I'm really excited to get this.
Good. Could make sure I get a receipt for that, will you? So somebody can FOIA it. And we can,
Do you think when he goes to the Court of Honor, we might get him a plaque? I'll talk to you about it later. I'm getting him a nice plaque.
we give out a real nice eagle.
Oh,
at Eagle
that's
Scouts
right,
Award, yeah.
the nice eagle, okay.
That's enough, isn't it?
'Cause
Oh, yeah.
He really, and his men really worked hard on this, Mayor, honest. Without their help, we still wouldn't have been done. So thanks very much, Brad. You did a great job.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you very much. Are there any recipes in there from you?
Yes, and there's also, what's it, in the appetizer section? There's a recipe in there from a gentleman by the name of Roger C. Clare, and I can't remember the exact wording, but something about a finger-licking cheese dip or something. Anyway, yeah, well, it was really good. And it was good because, yes, we did. We did, Your Honor. The Historic Commission has a Christmas party every year that we put on and pay for ourselves. And one of the ladies from the commission made your dip and brought it to the party in December. And it was very good. I'm not saying that because you're the mayor, but it was really good. So there's other recipes in there from Roger. There's some in for me, Carol, trustees. She's not here tonight, but we have one lady that has recipes under 3 different names. Donna Schmidt, Donna Sample, and Donna Thompson now. So anyway, but thank you, sir. Your cheese dip was really good.
Well, I'm sure there were a few tasters that probably thought this can't be that good, but okay, good. Well, thank you, thank you for what you're doing, and look forward to seeing these things sold on Sunday.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Our next proclamation, accepting will be of Village Clerk Carol Penning, Municipal Clerk's Week, June 28th to July 4th, 2009. Whereas this is the 40th anniversary of the Municipal Clerk's Week, which was initiated in 1969 to recognize the important role of municipal clerks in local government and their contributions in serving their communities. And whereas the municipal clerk is the caretaker of historical documents and records and serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas Municipal Clerks Week, municipal clerks and their staff continually strive to improve the administration of the office through professionalism and local government through education by participating in programs, seminars, and workshops sponsored by local, state, and international professional associations. Through such involvement, these individuals improve the operations of their office. Now, therefore, I register declare, Mayor of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Bolingbrook, William DuPage County, Illinois, to hereby proclaim the week of June 28th to July 4th as Municipal Clerks Week and extend appreciation to our municipal clerk, Carol Penning, and all municipal clerks for their vital service they perform and their dedication to the communities they represent. Again, accepting Carol Penning.
Make this brief. It's a pleasure to serve as municipal clerk, and I'm honored to be a part of such an exceptional community. I thank Mayor Claire and the board for this proclamation. I'd like to recognize all members of the executive department, especially Deputy Clerk Maggie Sadowski. In addition, the important support I receive from my family and friends. I thank our department heads and all the village employees who step up to help to make the village a better and safer place. Bolingbrook is a great community to be a part of, and to the residents of Bolingbrook, thank you for allowing me the distinct honor of serving you as village clerk. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Next, we have that's not really a presentation, but an acknowledgement of some great success by some of our students at Bolingbrook High School. And I'd like to start by bringing up Brian Zeglin, who is the track coach at Bolingbrook High School, and the successful team. Brian, after I was made aware of this, I went back and dug this out of the Bolingbrook Herald News. I'm sure you can always use an extra clipping of the. So come on over here, Emily. Come on over, ladies. First of all, I'd like for you to tell us a little bit about what they did, and then maybe talk about how they got to where they are.
Standing here in front of you guys, we have 4 outstanding student athletes that represent Bolingbrook High School. They are 4 of approximately 100 athletes out for the girls' track team. We have a very long season. It's 5 months, but throughout the whole entire season, they were able to continue, train hard, remain focused, and bring it all together for a state meet where they became state champions in the 4x200 relay.
And where did that take place?
Charleston, Eastern Illinois University.
Fine institute.
Yes, and a bright blue track.
And, well, I'll ask the girls what year they are and so forth in a moment. You say the season's 5 months long. When is it, what is that? What, from what to what?
January through May.
How many individual events are there in ladies track?
There are 18 events.
And how many would you have participate downstate?
Downstate, we qualified in 5 events, was it? Yes, 5. We qualified in the 4x1 relay, which finished 8th in the state. We qualified in the 4x2, obviously, which was state champions. The 4x4 just barely missed out on qualifying for finals. Mercedes Griffin qualified in the 100, and she missed qualifying for finals by 2/100ths of a second, so she finished 10th. We had Janelle Horton in the 800, who finished 6th as a freshman in the state in the 800-meter relay, or 800-meter run, and I think that was it, correct? Yeah.
So how long have you been coach?
This is my second year at Bolingbrook High School.
Not bad. A lot of coaches don't get a state champ the second year, do they?
Nope, not at all. But we started off with 30 athletes when I started off, and we were now over 100.
You must be doing something right.
Either that or somehow we're tricking the girls into coming out, and at least that's what we're doing. So,
That's great. What, first of all, your name
Kimberly Izzy.
and what year in school?
Well, I'm going to be a sophomore.
So you did a state champ as a freshman.
Yeah.
That's terrific. Were you nervous when you were down there?
Yeah, I was really nervous, but then I was excited at the same time because I thought it was a great opportunity since I'm a freshman. Well, I was a freshman.
Well, they give scholarships for track too. I mean, you can use this to get a scholarship to college somewhere and so on.
Yeah, I'd like to follow up with track for a long time.
You plan on being involved in track for the next 3 years then?
Yeah.
Good. Your name
Samantha Horton.
and what year?
I'm going to be a senior.
Senior. So you got one more year. So you want to be back next year as a state championship?
Yeah.
What was the first? What was the difference between you and the second place team?
Excuse me?
What was the difference in time you and the first and second place team?
I don't know.
You know?
probably about a half a second, which is quite a long time in a sprint relay.
Half a second.
Yeah, they finished up about 28th in the nation with their time.
28th in the nation. You enjoy seeing your picture in the paper and a state champ?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you get? You get individual medals?
Yes.
Nobody brought any.
No.
What's your name?
Mercedes Griffin.
And what year?
I'm going to be a senior.
So you'll be back next year too?
Yes.
It's going to be a repeat?
Hopefully, yes.
And what other events you participate in?
The 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, and the 4x2 relay.
You plan to hopefully take this into college and do track at some university?
Possibly. I play basketball, so I don't know about that.
It'll be a toss-up? No pun intended.
Hopefully. I don't know.
Well, you do both, you know? And what's your name?
Chantal Stennis.
And what year?
I'm going to be a junior.
You'll be a junior, so you'll definitely be back too.
Yes.
Is the coach pretty good?
He's a good coach. He's a good coach.
Well, what's the secret about having 30 young ladies out for track and going to 100?
I don't know, I guess just the spirit. You know, we have a really good chemistry on the team, and I guess when other people see how much fun we have, they just decide to join.
Good. What are some of the other events? I mean, are they traditional? I mean, you do discus and shot put and all those things?
We had a pole vaulter who just broke our school record as well by, I think, about a foot, and she just barely missed qualifying for state. Shot put, discus, long triple jump. You have your distance events, you have your sprint events, so we pretty much cover the gauntlet. We had a very large freshman team. I think we had 50 freshmen out this year, so it's something where we're looking forward to having a lot of success in the years to come, and as you can see, all these girls are going to be returning next year as well.
So in addition to the girls' basketball and boys' basketball and football, and I know Troy Doris in boys' track a couple years ago won state championship, and I still see articles occasionally about him at the university. We're going to be a contender now in girls' track.
I sure hope so. We end up going down to the University of Louisville, Kentucky for a huge Midwest meet against a lot of top teams in the surrounding states, and they were meet champions there as well. So we're not only doing it in Illinois, our student athletes are also showing up in other states as well. One other side point is that Mercedes was lucky enough to be a member of 2 state championships teams, which is extremely rare to, number one, be one state champion, but being a member of the girls' basketball team and a starting member of the girls' basketball team. She is one of the rare individuals in the state, and maybe one of the only individuals this year who was actually state champions in 2 different sports.
That's very unique. And I know, what was your teammate that was on the state championship team as a freshman all the way through?
Satavia Taylor.
So we're going to set in all kinds of records at Bolingbrook High School. Well, thanks for what you do. Congratulations. See you back here next year. Thank you. Nice work, Coach. Appreciate it. Okay, staff reports, bill approval, bill listing A, $1,931,318.70. Exhibit B, $387,470.26. Total of $2,318,788.96. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion, trustee Shanks, second trustee Morales. Questions, discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Tax receipts, March 2009 income tax, $864,476, corresponding to a year ago of $958,631, or 9.8% decrease. April 2009 sales tax, $1,886,822, corresponding to a year ago of $2,054,231, or an 8.1% decrease. Just as a side note, we've been averaging 10 to 15% decreases, so to see it drop down an 8% decrease is a good sign. April 2009 motor fuel tax, $141,734, corresponding a year ago of $140,913, or a 0.6% increase. We have several resolutions this evening. The first resolution is authorizing purchase of firehouse software from ACS Governmental Solutions. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Swinkunis, second trustee Lawler. This is purchase for the amount of $32,330. The purchase will be made through the E911 funds that are collected as part of your phone bill. These were discussed in our budget hearings last spring, and this is a budgeted item. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Next resolution approving a Microsoft Enterprise Agreement. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion trustee Brown, second trustee Morales. The amount budgeted was $40,000. The purchase amount of $33,102, which is $6,898 under budget. Again, a budget item discussed last spring. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Next resolution is approving an AT&T master agreement. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Shanks, seconded trustee Lawler. This resolution approves a renewal and access service agreement with AT&T for internet services over the firm's optical Ethernet metropolitan area network. The previous three-year contract expired May 29, 2009. The agreement also provides for monitoring and data management. This three-year contract costs first year is $24,251. Each successive year, $35,402. Again, another budgeted item. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Next resolution is approving a local agency agreement for federal participation between the village and the Illinois Department of Transportation for the Lily Cash Lane improvement, Schmidt Road to Route 53. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion trustee Brown, second trustee Swinkunis. This is about a project we've been working on for 3 to 5 years, finally coming to fruition. The village has secured federal highway funds through the Department of Transportation and the Will County Governmental League to repave Lily Cash Lane. The first phase is Fernwood west to Schmidt Road. Project estimated to cost $5.1 million. The balance of the project, $2.9 million, is provided for in this year's fiscal budget. The project is scheduled for a July 31 bid letting by the Illinois Department of Transportation. This resolution approves a federal participation agreement. Again, this was discussed at length last spring. Questions?
Just on the scheduling, Mike, real quick, what's the estimated once it goes out for bidding and comes back? We start?
Once the bids are accepted, it'll be probably 45 days before a contract is issued, and the contract will get started right after that. They'll do as much underground work as they can before winter, close it up, and do the paving in the spring.
Yeah, this staff was very good in getting us on the 31st bid letting. IDOT was considering moving at the August 31st bid letting, which would have pushed most of the work to next year. This way we'll get a good start on it this year. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Next resolution approving a local agency agreement for federal participation between the village and the Illinois Department of Transportation, Boughton Road improvements, Boughton or Schmidt Road to Route 53. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Morales, second trustee Shanks. This resolution approves a similar agreement as we did in the last resolution for federal participation with the Illinois Department of Transportation. The village has been granted $660,000 of the federal stimulus funds to repave Boughton Road from west of Illinois Route 53 to Schmidt Road, a distance of 0.91 miles. The project also includes curb and gutter repairs, restriping, and traffic loop replacement. The work is scheduled for the July 31st IDOT bid letting. Mike, this work should be done all this fall, shouldn't it?
That's correct. It should probably get started in the end of September and be complete before November.
Again, this is part of the stimulus funds coming out of Washington. Our total share was about $920,000. The balance is being used for some signal work. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
The first ordinance this evening has an accompanying planning commission report. It's an amendment to the special use permit for a planned commercial development with variances, concept plans for lots 2, 2A, 3A, 3B, 4A, and 4B, and a final plat of re-subdivision. It's the Shops at Weber Road, which is the southeast corner of 115th Street and Weber Road. Lee Fry Companies is the applicant. Is there a motion to accept the planning commission report?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Morales, second by trustee Brown. The planning commission discusses some length to see if in fact this project conforms with village codes. They prepare a subsequent report submitted to us for approval or rejection. It does meet our codes, and the report describes how it's done. It's up for us tonight to accept. The motion is to accept it. All those in favor of accepting and placing on file, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It is approved. Now we have two accompanying ordinances, which turn this planning commission report into all ordinance or law form. The first ordinance approving an amendment of a special use for planned development and concept development plan for certain lots, Shops at Weber Road. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion trustee Shanks, second trustee Swinkunis. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
The second ordinance is approving a final plat of re-subdivision, Shops at Weber Road, first re-subdivision, 115th Street, Weber Road. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Lawler, second trustee Swinkunis. This is the re-subdivision, which meant we approved the concept and the uses, what it's been, 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Lee Fry is with us this evening. 2 years ago, the economy has created some problems of getting us developed, but he has some good news for us tonight. The applicant, Lee Fry Companies, is seeking approval of an amendment to the existing special use permit for the property at the southeast corner of 115th of Weber Road. The original permit was approved in July 2006. The applicant is also seeking approval of a revised concept plan and final plat of subdivision. The proposed revised plat of re-subdivision would divide the existing 8 lots into 10 lots. Lots 2 is being created to accommodate 11,000 square foot daycare center. Lots 2A, 3A, 3B, 4A, and 4B are being created for professional medical offices. And Mr. Fry told me this evening he has 3 contracts with doctors pending approval this evening. And more medical practice of the village, which is good, and I'm sure they're coming here in part because of the hospital and our growth. Lots 5, 6, and 7 remain unchanged and are intended for retail use. 4 associated variances are also being requested. Ordinance 038 approves the revised special use permit, the requested variances, and the concept development plan. And ordinance 039 approves the final plat of re-subdivision. The Plan Commission has reviewed this and recommends approval. Questions? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Next ordinance amending Chapter 13 of the Municipal Code to establish a new Class D5 liquor license classification, a theater restaurant. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Swinkunis, seconded trustee Morales. This ordinance approves a new Class D liquor license classification. This classification is for a theater with a restaurant. Classification is designed specifically for the Village Road Show, which is opening this fall at the Promenade. The license will be effective upon the issuance of an occupancy permit. The cost is $3,000 per year. I believe there's somebody here from Village Road Show tonight. Is that true? They're not.
I haven't seen
Village Road Show is a concept that's based out of Australia, actually. This will be the second one in Illinois. The current one, the only one right now is in Barrington. It is a, what in the industry is called a white tablecloth restaurant. The theaters accommodate 40 to 45 people. It does have a full lounge and restaurant and the latest and greatest in terms of screens and sound systems. And the pictures I've seen, that is a president of the company flew in and I met with him a couple months ago. They designed the lobby or atrium area around a Hyatt or Ritz-Carlton, so it's really very, very classy. And it'll be a nice addition to the promenade. It's going to be upstairs above Bar Louie, where the promenade sign is on the south building of the Promenade Shopping Center. I believe this, what's the schedule opening? November? October?
October
September?
30th.
What?
October 30th.
October 30th. It'll be opened, and it should be very exciting and be a big draw around the area. Questions?
Just a comment, I hear advertising for the other location on local radio quite a bit, so they're doing a good marketing effort to get name recognition out there.
Yes, some people said it's going to be like the one in Woodridge. It's similar in the fact you can eat, and similar in the fact they show movies. But that's where the similarity stops, because it's a whole different type of restaurant. It's, again, it's, as they say, a white tablecloth restaurant. It's not the plastic bowl with a french fries and a burger in it. And the lounge is, again, very nice, too. Very classy from the pictures I've seen. No more questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
The next ordinance, amending Chapter 13 of the Municipal Code, increasing Class D from 16 to 17 and Class D1 from 13 to 14. Francesca's of Bolingbrook. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Shanks, second trustee Morales. The Woodlands restaurant that opened at the Promenade 3 years or so ago was a new style of restaurant. There were 5 of them opened across the United States in several major metropolitan areas. They summarily closed all 5 at the same time. I'm not sure what all happened with it. It was a great, great restaurant, but unfortunately it closed. The Forest City owners of the Promenade have been marketing the location and had at least 3 restaurants that wanted to locate in there very shortly after the Woodlands closed. And they narrowed it down to Francesca's, so we will have a very nice sit-down Italian restaurant, Francesca's, who has a number of establishments throughout Chicagoland. And I've heard nothing but great reviews about it. I've never been in one myself because I only stay in Bolingbrook. But they have, how many do they have? Is somebody from Francesca's here? Come on up, gentlemen. That's right, we met with you guys. Chance here to plug your restaurant. So if you'd identify yourselves and tell us a little bit about the restaurant.
My name is Massimo Saltino. I'm the corporate chef for the Francesca restaurant. I've been working for this company for the last 11 years. So.
And what are you again, the chef?
Chef, yes.
Oh, use the mic, please.
Yes, ma'am.
The corporate chef?
Yes, sir.
So you might as well stay over there.
Can oversee the whole operation.
Of all the rest, how many are there in Chicagoland?
18 right now.
Will be 19?
19, yes.
And who's your associate?
The good-looking Polish guy, you mean?
He doesn't go to karaoke night too much. So, I'm Jim Wygonski, and I'm like a floating manager throughout the 18 restaurants. And when we had the opportunity to come here and meeting with the mayor and everything, it was a great opportunity. And Bolingbrook is in the Promenade. I was mentioning to him, it reminds me of a location of my family's place down in Florida. It's just very nice, exciting. It looks like a nice village. So we're excited to be here and to have the opportunity to bring our. He's a great chef, and he feeds me well. Okay.
What, tell me if you would, tell us about the menu. Or maybe,
That's it.
oh yeah, you'll make it sound a lot better, I guess.
Mainly, you look like it's all over Italy, but mainly from like the center of Italy, like Rome, the Lazio region, and then kind of, well, I'm originally from the south, so kind of bring influence of north and south.
And what kind of dishes? Names?
Well, you're looking from like a pasta dish, you can, seafood to meat. We have fish and meat also, so it's pretty classic, traditional Italian food.
But it's exceptional, right?
Well, yeah, that's what people say.
All right.
I'll make that comment. As far as his food, and I did bring it up to him as well, and when you, as a front house guy, you see your plates emptied and people finishing things, you know that you're doing something right. This is the way I look at business, And
When do you expect to open?
we're shooting for August 1st.
Wow.
So we're ready. We're having meetings tomorrow. We're all meeting up here, and we're gonna sit down and we've got the signage ready. We're just waiting to, hopefully get approved and move forward. So.
Well, Woodlands did an outstanding job with the interior for that
Correct.
facility, and as we
So it's
talked-
minimal for us, but we know, as Chef Massimo, he puts together so many great things, like the chicken, and he's got so many dishes, it's impossible for him to come up with, but as his seafood, what we like about is the value of the meal itself. It's not overly priced, it's structured even for this economic time, I would say. So, we're hoping to just really, lean forward with some of the corporations there and also the local community. And hopefully we're getting that, we could maybe get you to do a recipe for the Boy Scouts next year.
What, 7 days a week?
7 days a week.
What hours?
Well, we're going to be doing probably Monday through Saturday lunch and stay up. We'll be open throughout, so we don't close. And I would think Sunday, that we're just going to be open for dinner. That's what we're going to be discussing more in detail. But, as long as the mall's open, the way, the promenade's open, we're going to be there to accommodate the shoppers and everything as well. So.
What, are you looking to do, maybe an outdoor cafe at some point?
Yes, we are. That's a main. We'd like to be able to do the outdoor, in the front, whatever. We've got, we have the opportunity of a great staff to bring quickly into the place. So, as far as training, as far as the front and the back, we could accumulate, and then hopefully we'll get, if you guys could help, we need help from the Bolingbrook people to bring us business. You've got kids or whatever who want to work, we'll train them and do our best to get them.
Now, if somebody wanted to view the Francesca's concept, the menu, they can go online. What?
Yes, that's our carryout. It's miafrancescas.com, and it'll give you a general idea of what we do. We have special events, Tivoli family meals, but our closest facility here is off 59 and 95th.
That town west of us?
I don't know that town.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm sorry?
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I've been coming back and forth myself. I live up in the northern suburbs, and, for me, it's, once they do the 355 extension, it'll be even faster. But my wife is, she's an Army brat, and she's moved, 13 times in her year, and we've been married now 29 years at last Saturday, which was a blessing for us all.
Congratulations.
But anyway, for her to keep moving, she's still got that moving thing in her, so she was like, let's go house shopping, so.
Good.
So that's why, it'd be a great, I don't know if you want him in the community, but I'll.
I'd love to show you around. Thanks for coming down tonight.
Thank you.
Question, anybody got any questions?
No, I answered them.
Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morales?
Yes.
Trustee Shanks?
Yes.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Swenkunas?
Yes.
Trustee Lawler?
Yes. Well, you're all set. Congratulations, and thank you for coming to Bolingbrook. Our next ordinance, amending Chapter 13 of the Municipal Code, increasing Class D from 17 to 18 and D1 from 14 to 15. This is Aloft Bolingbrook, LTD, Chicago. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Swenkunas, seconded trustee Morales. The Aloft Hotel is nearing completion on James Avenue south of the Promenade. The 150-room facility is planning to open in August. They are requesting a Class D and Class D1 outdoor dining liquor license. This ordinance increases the number of Class D licenses from 17 to 18 and D1 from 14 to 15. This is the hotel. It's on the east side of James, south of Meyer, near LA Fitness. And it's quite an interesting concept. Is anybody here from, come on up. That's right, gentlemen. I've seen you before too. As long as you're here, might as well get a little talk about the hotel a bit. The general manager.
Yes, I'm Patrick Morsi. I'm the general manager of the hotel. The Aloft is one of the newest
Stay close
concepts.
to the mic, if you would, please.
Newest concepts of Starwood hotels. There are only currently 26 open in the world. The first one opened in Montreal just a little over a year ago. It's a hip, trendy concept where our three core values go around three words, which are sassy, savvy, and space. Sassy defining our approach to day-to-day events. Savvy sort of describing not only our environment but our customers. Tremendous amount of technology into the building, and space defining how we've knocked down barriers, and everything is designed to be interactive. So whether you want to sit in our lobby area, which we call Remix, and have dinner, or sit down with your laptop and listen to some music, we have something to offer to everybody.
And who's your associate?
My name is Tejal Desai. I'm with the ownership group of the Aloft Bolingbrook
And you're based, corporate's where?
in Chesapeake, Virginia.
You came in just for tonight?
I came in just for this today, yes.
And of course, to check on the project, too.
I did that earlier today.
And when in August do you plan to be open?
As soon as possible, actually. We're pushing for July 27th, actually. August 27th. I'm sorry, August 27th. I misspoke.
Is there a chance we could get a little preview sometime between now and then?
I'm pretty sure you could. We will likely host a opening for the hotel.
Come over tomorrow if you'd like.
Well, no, I was told that a couple of people have been through and you're still putting furniture and so forth, and I'd like to wait, get that first impression when it's,
Yeah,
pretty much.
absolutely. I can sit here and tell you all the wonderful things that make this concept and product different than other hotels, but until we put all the pieces together, if I walk you through there right now, it's a boring hotel that's under construction. All of the components that we have are designed to hit each and one of all of the five senses, and visual's the only one that's going right now. So once we get that all put together, we'd love to bring as many people into there as we can.
That's a subsidiary of W Hotels, correct?
Correct. We call W our big sister. If you're familiar with the W concept of Starwood, think of that same exact concept, same DNA, if you will, and just a little bit smaller select service format.
Oh yeah, I've been in W Hotels. They're quite unique. You don't forget those. I mean, the one downtown and near Lake Shore is a fabulous hotel.
Yeah, and the goal is to create an experience, not just a stay. Something that you really remember, an emotional experience that'll make you want to come back.
Well, the synergy can be good because the people staying in that hotel, not only will they have, of course, eat and drink in your facility, but they can go across the street, the mall, and easy access off 355. And
yeah, it should be a tremendous benefit to the village for that reason, though we will have food and beverage facilities to accommodate them. Obviously, if somebody's going to be staying for a week, they're not going to want to eat with us 5 days in a row. So in a nutshell, when we're full, there'll be 200 to 300 people that need to eat somewhere. And with the promenade across the street, that should benefit them tremendously.
do you have any kind of, in your facility, the Holiday Inn over here is adopted, they picked up, I think, a van or two, and they do occasionally shuttling people back and forth. Will you be doing any kind of shuttling for?
Currently, that is not in our budget, but it is under discussion. We're reviewing that.
Well, perhaps something we could work with the Forest City and the Promenade. It would be good for everybody to be able to take people back and forth. And but I'm anxious to see it. Glad you're coming here and look forward to it. And I'll give you a call, Pat, when I, next couple of weeks, maybe get a little closer to that 27th date. And you'll come back in for the opening?
I'll definitely be here for the opening. I would also add, if you'd like to check it out earlier, you can go to the one in Rosemont that's open by the airport.
Yeah, you see it off 294 on the east side of 294 in Rosemont.
What's the number of rooms you have?
Sorry?
Number of rooms?
155.
155, and are you targeting the business traveler more so, or
The
groups?
key target audience is a Generation Y person, but of course, given our economy, if we just focused on one market segment, we'd be empty and closed in a year. So yes, it'll be primarily business travelers during the week, but we also have many programs aimed at leisure travelers, on the weekends. There's the children's program that we call Camp Aloft, or a pet-friendly concept. We have a program we call the ARF program that provides, specific items for people that travel with pets to accommodate them. We're looking to places, such as wedding groups that might be staying at the Bolingbrook Country Club or having their events at the country club. The Rocket Sports Arena, I hope, generates some hockey teams and such. So hopefully we'll be as busy on the weekends as we are during the week.
And will your meeting space accommodate how many?
We just have one meeting room. It's 536 square feet, so classroom style, approximately 15 people, maybe 30 people theater style. But that's, again, sort of to compare it to the W, yank the meeting rooms out, so we don't really emphasize that.
Any other questions? Well, as recently as 1998, we had 0 hotel rooms. Now we have, what? Up to 1,000, and some will soon probably go to 1,200. So, bit of a destination. Thanks for your investment, and look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Shanks.
Yes.
Trustee Brown.
Yes.
Trustee Swinkunis.
Yes.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
The ordinance is approved. Next, we have questions from the audience. Anyone in the audience that'd like to ask a question of this board? There's already somebody up. No, I mean, is there a... Sure. Actually, it is comments from the audience.
Good evening, board members. My name is George Smith. I live in Cottonwood Circle, right in Bolingbrook. And what I like to bring up attention to, single-dwelling homes, the ordinance. It's been brought to my attention by others across Bolingbrook in the older subdivisions that many homes are occupied by more than 1 or 2 families. This is not a secret to anybody. We all know this. We've seen it. There's been ordinances on it. So I'm really addressing the public out there that if you want something to be enforced on this here, you've got to come down to these board meetings, let these people know that we're concerned on this here. When I bought into Bolingbrook in 1979, a single dwelling home meant to me, parents, family, maybe a senior person living with them, an in-law, and was no rental properties. But I was wrong, because down by my block there must be out of 15 homes, there's probably 5 that are rentals. On my block, if there's at least 1 or 2 houses seem to be occupied for more than 1 family. Over the time, the ordinance may have fallen to the side. What I'm concerned about is with times like we're going through now economically, and people having to live with one another, what will our subdivisions look like in 2 or 3 years from now when the economic times change and things are better? What kind of properties are we going to have? What will they look like in our subdivisions? And this is what we should be concerned about, not just for the immediate problem we exist with now, but down the road. So my question is, what can the residents do to assist code enforcement, as we have experienced that most of the cars that are blocking the driveways, these things, are usually after 7 or 8 o'clock at night when everyone comes back. That's when you get your 6 cars there or whatever, or more in the driveways, not during the regular working hours because people are working then. So what I'm asking, will the people out there in Bolingbrook come down to this meeting 2 weeks from now, at least sit in the audience and show some support for this code to be enforced? Because, if we don't ask these things to be enforced, don't expect people to go out there and make an effort at it. So be down here in 2 weeks and show some support by just being in the audience. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
My comment is I'd like to read something from the Open Meetings Act. That's all right with you, Roger? The intent of the Illinois Open Meetings Act is to ensure that public business is conducted in public view by prohibiting secret deliberations and actions on matters that should be discussed in the public forum. The act reflects the balance between the rights of the public against the needs of government officials to be able to discuss sensitive matters candidly by accepting particular narrowly conducted circumstances under which a meeting may be held in closed session. The Office of the Attorney General understands that access to meetings helps to ensure the accountability of government to its citizens. I'm Shirley Valavicius, 531 Concord Lane in Bolingbrook. I do not believe that this board is in compliance. Would you please look at this again? Thank you.
Next.
Robert Bowen, 586 Daniel Street. Ready, everybody, start your 3-minute countdown to tyranny. Good evening, law-abiding citizens of Bolingbrook. At the previous village board meeting, Roger Clare issued what he called mandatory freedom of speech crushing guidelines with 3-minute time limits to free speech. Although the mayor took his liberties, as usual, to drone on with his criticisms of Citizens for a Better Bolingbrook without any time limit whatsoever, as we've seen for the last 2-3 months. Then Mr. Clare immediately proceeded to violate his own guidelines, just issued at the last meeting, rudely and illegally cutting me, Robert B. Bowen of 586 Daniel Street, off after only 2.5 minutes of free speech. Not 3. Here's the video. Time it yourself. So, while I was reciting Illinois Public Act 93-615, what did this act say? This act was banning unethical conduct, political activities, and the illegal solicitation and acceptance of gifts by state officials and employees. I will use my 30 seconds stolen from me from Mr. Clare at the last meeting today. Obviously, when Mr. Clare cut me off at 2.5 minutes, he was upset. Am I reading the Illinois state law banning illegal solicitation and accepting of gifts by state officials and employees? Makes Mr. Clare look very, very guilty indeed. Tisk, tisk. Additionally, the board has been asked what their long-range plan is to eliminate the hundreds of millions of dollars of bond debt that they have put us under for Clare's money-losing Americana swampland estates and Clare Airport. Their answer of no answer is their answer. They have no clue and no plan for our future other than to continue to rubber stamp without any discussion or dissension whatever Clare puts in front them. Have you ever seen one of these board members ever vote no on anything? I've been here for 3 months. It's the most rubber stamp, clueless board I've ever seen. Their plan is to push Bolingbrook completely over the edge of financially into bankruptcy. There is no need for a village board that doesn't read items they vote on, rubber stamps whatever they vote on, and then tries to run down a Bolingbrook mom in the parking lot after a board meeting because she disagrees with their rubber stamp voting. Citizens for a Better Bolingbrook says, fire the entire non-entity board and save the wasted tax money. Further, Mr. Clare has been asked to find a village attorney that charges less than the $400, $800 per hour that he pays Jim Bone. Clare's response is that he can't find our $130,000, oh, no, sorry, got a 3% raise, our $136,000 mayor, a year rate mayor can't find any attorney who would work for less than $100 per hour. Even though the Chicago Tribune says that the average attorney makes only $63 per hour. 30 seconds from my last meeting, which was stolen. What Mr. Clare is really
please sit
worried
down.
about, if you're not going to enforce your ordinance,
Sir,
I
please
will.
sit down
No,
and quit
Mr.
making a fool of yourself.
Officer, would you please restrain the mayor from violating his own regard?
Robert,
What
please.
Mr. Clare is really worried about is that an attorney
Sir,
that charges
you are
only
making a
$100 per hour
fool of yourself.
or less
Please stop.
would not be Mr. Bone and would thus not pay Mr. Clare $43,000 in pay-to-play campaign contributions.
No, please stop.
Mr.
Really,
Clare much
stop.
rather fire non-pay-to-play village employees while himself taking a raise than to suffer his campaign contributions to be lowered. It's well past time for Mr. Clare to start looking out for the best interests of Bolingbrook citizens instead of constantly and only looking out for his campaign fund contributions. Next.
Good evening, Bolingbrook. Bonnie Krowski, Alisea, 1087 Bothwell Lane. Lighten it up a little bit here. The Citizens for a Better Bolingbrook have made it clear over the last 8 weeks that the government has not actually been acting in the best interest of the residents. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that today, whether it's limiting the freedom of speech, not responding to our questions from the last board meeting, not responding to our FOIAs, and if they do, it's not the full thing of what we're asking for, and upholding the secrecy of their administration. They regularly break the ethics statutes, and their transparency is non-existent. They give jobs in the name of favoritism. They've overspent our funds and taken out too many bonds. We do business with companies that pad their pockets, even though we've asked them kindly to stop. We do post things on BolingbrookMirror.com so that you can verify some of this. We're not just talking because we're talking. Now, to lighten it up a little, I know that the mayor and the trustees don't want us coming to these things anymore. So there's a way to stop that. What we're asking for is more transparency, more honesty, more ethics. It's not tough. If you can promise that to us, we can promise to you that we'll sit back and watch it on TV. So in lieu of that, I wanted to point out in the last board meeting, we had brought up some credit card statements about Las Vegas trips. And it was said at the end of the meeting, where we couldn't respond, about some of this Las Vegas trip funds. It was told that I received that information, and I did not. And I'm here today with some of my evidence. And I'm sorry to the lady in the office that's going to get in trouble for this, because I don't really know how she's going to feel. But on my denial, there was a yellow sticky note. And in the handwriting it says, "Let me see. Provide the bill, the invoice, or the requisition. We don't answer who took the trip, nor do we answer what this was for." So a little bit of honesty and a little bit of transparency and ethics would go a long way for us, guys. Thank you. Good evening. I'm not asking any questions because they don't get answered.
Next.
Good evening. My name is Christine Berger. I'm from 612 West Briarcliff. I've been a resident here for about 33 years, and I love this town. I grew up here. I volunteer here. I work here. This is a great town to live in. But I'm here tonight as a board member from Panthers Sports Club, and we'd like to first and foremost thank the mayor, the board, the village residents for supporting our organization for the past 30 years. And we'd like to invite you to our slow pitch trophy ceremony that's this weekend held at our new facility at Bulldog Park. It's at 10 o'clock this Saturday, and we'd like everyone to come out. We have a day full of activities planned and hope to see everyone there.
Do I have to play?
No.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
First row.
Thank you, Krista. Thank you for a very successful season. And we'll see you Saturday. Anybody else have a question? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Nathan Barrett, representing 339 North Schmidt Road. For the road construction that's going on down Schmidt and Lillicash, I'm not exactly sure of the details, and I have full confidence that you will, but just to request to keep businesses good access to the cars. Thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Bowen has one response in terms of a question at the last board meeting.
Yes, Mr. Bowen spent some time reading Public Act 93-615. I'd like to point out that that is codified in Illinois statute as 5 ILCS 431-5, that the actual act is comprised of 70 articles. 69 of the articles have only to do with state officials, state employees, and state appointees. So the act is not applicable to the village. Article 70, which is the only article applied to local government, is the requirement that a gift ban act be adopted. The village has adopted such gift ban act. It has been in place in ordinance form for a number of years, and the village is fully compliant with the gift ban act.
Also, I was given a question at the last meeting. What have you done in the last year to support Pat Quinn's Illinois reform policies and legislation to eliminate corruption and open a more transparent government? Well, I could say that Pat Quinn is the same governor that wanted to charge $15,000 to meet with prospective businesses to discuss their issues, and was quickly embarrassed into dropping that. So I'm not sure what Pat Quinn is going to do just yet. The General Assembly has passed some legislation. One in particular was the changes in the Freedom of Information Act, which we are currently in compliant with, and will be compliant with the new one if in fact it's enacted into law, but it is not enacted into law just yet. Secondly, I was very disappointed in particularly one of the local papers reporting about the limitation on time for people to speak. Just to refresh you, and this sheet was made available to the press, currently the Valley View School District has a limit of 4 minutes speaking time for individuals. Downers Grove, which has part of the Bolingbrook School District, is 3 minutes. Indian Prairie, which is part of Bolingbrook, is 3 minutes. Naperville 203, which is part of Bolingbrook, is 3 minutes. Plainfield 202, which is a significant part of Bolingbrook, is 2 minutes. Bolingbrook Park District is 2 to 3 minutes. Fountaindale Library is 3 minutes, and Will County Board is 2 minutes. And ours is set at 3, so we're right in line with the other taxing bodies in terms of people's ability to comment on agenda items.
Can I comment on that, Mark? That's a guideline. I mean, it's a general guideline. I'm not disputing that they have those time limits, but you can go over them if they allow it.
Well, that's true. The comment was made, you can go over that if they allow it, they being us.
But do we allow it?
We may not. That'll be the opportunity of the chair. If it's relevant and not a rant, it may be. I wanted to comment too. Anybody else want to comment? This last Saturday, CarStar here in Bolingbrook, which is one of our great businesses, been around Bolingbrook area for many, many, many years, is now holds, the CarStar Corporation now holds the record of for Guinness World Record for the world's largest car wash, thanks to more than 150 CarStar stores across the United States and Canada this past Saturday, where they all combined washed more than 4,000 cars. CarStar in Bolingbrook was part of that event and raised $1,700. The money raised will be split between the Bolingbrook Boy Scout Troop 35 and our local Make-A-Wish Foundation. So congratulations to CarStar, and we appreciate what they did. And now we'll go to trustee comments report. Trustee Lawler.
Earlier tonight, the Historic Commission talked about selling the recipe books at the Village Picnic. That is this Sunday, June 28th, noon to 7 p.m. The thing that I like about this picnic is that it is an opportunity for organizations who help and service the community to raise funds. This is not a number of corporations who are trying to make money for themselves. This is organizations who serve the community and are looking to raise funds to continue to do that. So you get a chance to meet different organizations in town and those who volunteer and serve this community in a great way, and it's a great way to meet your neighbors. There are a number of activities for the children. Food is provided. Free hot dogs are provided for attendees. And I would encourage everyone to come out. There's usually a great day of weather, and we'll hope it looks to be again that way. But it's a great time, and it is a great way to meet your neighbors and others who are interested in good things that are going around here in town. So noon to 7 this Sunday. Thank you.
Trustee Swin-Kunis.
Thank you, Mayor. 4th of July celebration is on at Bolingbrook this year, again at the club. An All-American celebration on the 4th. There are a number of things that are going to be happening that day, and I'm not going to take time to read this whole flyer, but there's a golf event, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Taste of Bolingbrook from 5 to 8:30. Family fun with moonwalks, music, face painting. There's an all-you-can-eat buffet and fireworks display at dusk, which is usually about 9:15. If you have not attended the fireworks display. It is phenomenal, and I'm sure that it will not disappoint us again this year. So come out, come early, because there's so much to do. And if you have questions, simplest way to do is call the club, 630-771-9400, and they'll be able to tell you. The buffet, of course, there's a fee, golfing, morning and afternoon. The Taste of Bolingbrook, there'll be a number of restaurants that will be out there. So if you don't want to come in and eat at the buffet in the club, you can do so out on the grounds. It's a great day. We pray for good weather, and hope to see everybody there. Thank you.
Trustee Brown.
This Thursday at 7 o'clock here in the boardroom, there will be a taping and discussion on Alzheimer's disease. There will be 3 doctors speaking to this. There will be a person from Meadowbrook Manor who is in charge of that department, who will also be speaking to it, that has generated a lot of interest in this neighborhood and Romeoville and some of the other areas. They will be talking to some of the effects, the different things that you can do as a person, as a caregiver, and what happens if a person has this disease. We will also have one of our own police officers who will be here, Brian Ferry, who will speak to if you have a person or a loved one that is infected or has this disease, what happens if they leave the house. It's really interesting to know if the police department comes to your house and one of your loved ones has left the house, what direction they would go in, and it's something how they determine that. So it will be a very interesting discussion here in the boardroom at 7 o'clock on Thursday evening. Thank you.
Trustee Shanks.
Thank you, Mayor. Our village clerk, Carol Penning, is the latest recipient of the Paul Harris Fellow Award from the Bolingbrook Rotary Club. According to the club president, Ron Ostrich, Carol Penning was given the award because she consistently demonstrates the Rotary motto of service above self. Through her tireless efforts, she demonstrates a great deal of caring and compassion for developing a strong community, a concern for residents, and wants to provide the very best services as the village clerk of Bolingbrook. In addition to her duties as village clerk, Carol Penning also serves as president of the Community Service Council, which provides housing and financial counseling services. Just recently, she was instrumental in seeking grant money to help residents who have been facing financial challenges. Carol, we're very proud of you. This is a wonderful honor that was given to you. We're very proud, and thank you.
Trustee Morales.
Thank you, Mayor. This past Saturday, we had the honor of attending the Hidden Lakes Nature Center's ribbon cutting over at Schmidt and Mountain Road. And U Nature Center is a 7,000 square foot eco-friendly facility that is now open to the public. It's just another addition to our great Park District services that are available to the residents here and other people from other surrounding communities. Again, it's Hidden Lakes Nature Center, located over by Schmidt and Mountain. Wonderful facility. And one more thing I'd like to address tonight. Somebody asked me a question earlier today. How many boards do I serve on? Currently, I'm serving, besides the village board here, on the Procurement Policy Board of the state. And recently, I was asked to be part of the Adventist Bolingbrook Hospital Foundation Board. Both of those boards are volunteer boards that I serve on. I serve on other committees here in the village. All those committees also are things that I volunteer my time for. Those are things that I do not get paid for. So I just wanted to clarify that because it was asked of me earlier today. So by all means, if there are any questions regarding the boards I serve on, please contact me. My information is available on the village website. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. The reason Rick said that is that these people that claim to be citizens for a better Bolingbrook are publishing information that Rick serves on 6 paying boards, including the village board. You know, I don't mind dealing with questions, philosophical, what have you, on how to fund or how to run a government or what have you. But it is very tiring to hear this misinformation keep being passed around. I'm a little offended to remark tonight that we're meeting in secret. We do not meet in secret, never have. We probably have 1 or 2 executive sessions a year for the bare minimum in terms of meeting compliance with personnel and or land acquisition, what have you. It is an insult to him that the boards he steps up and serves on voluntarily to make accusations that he's paid on 6 boards, which is just absolutely false. These falsehoods keep getting passed around. It's demeaning from people that have never stepped forward and served this community in any way, shape, or form to insult people here who were involved in this community for years and years before, in youth activities, civic clubs, what have you, and then to turn around and suggest they're a bunch of, I don't know what the term was used earlier this evening. You know, if some of these people had stepped forward and paid attention to what's going on in town, they would know that there's a very active appointed plan commission that reviews each and all projects in great detail, a highly professional staff downstairs. There's committees that meet and review all these items, and there's budget workshops held in the spring where most every expenditure we make is discussed in length and either accepted or included in the budget, and we go through the motions later in the year of actually purchasing it and reporting on what it actually costs versus what we budgeted for. Now, these people are very smart people, and they wouldn't be up here if they're very smart people. They ask all their questions have been answered, and details provided to us by staff and information. I read a capsulization of what's being passed, and we approve it. I'm sick, yes, I am sick of people being up here making cheap shots about corruption, violating law, transparency, what have you. So, you know, this little charade will continue. It may continue for a couple of years. I don't know. I'm not really sure if I care. But we're not going to listen to it for 15 and 20 minutes at a time. 3 minutes is what it is. If it's something relevant or has serious questions, we may continue the discussion. That'll be depending on the issue brought up toward us. But code enforcement, tonight, the suggestion tonight that all you people in Bolingbrook that have concerns about more than one family living in a house, come to the meeting next week and let's rally. Well, you know, the reality is, as I said at the last meeting, some people actually call up and come in and meet with me. It happens multiple times a week. People have got a question about something, when we're going to do a resurfacing, build a sidewalk, whatever. They make an appointment, or they walk in off the street and say, can we sit down and talk? And we sit down and talk at whatever length it takes to resolve or discuss the issue. You know, it doesn't always have to be a public question, but that gives you a lot more public exposure, so you can use that for whatever means you may need in the future, and that's well and good. That's if this is America, it's a free mic, it's 3 minutes. But, you know, it's amazing that the allegations that are being made and the falsehoods, and very few of them are checked out by anybody. It's just printed. Well, that's the internet age we're in, and that'll be the way it is. And they keep suggesting go to our page and go to our page. Brenda Ladipo went to a conference in Las Vegas. She's been going to that conference for many, many years on information technology. There was no hidden agenda, nothing hidden there. One staff member. It wasn't Roger Clare on a junket or any of the trustees. One staff member going to better serve this village in information technology. And it's insulting to her. It's insulting to our code enforcement department that responds to people where there's more than one family in the house. But I can assure you, for those that listen to those remarks tonight, and the innuendo or suggestion that's being ignored, it is not being ignored. But the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, the courts are very supportive of people who are related living in one house. And we have no authority to enter someone's house without a court order. And I can assure you, this country, so far, has been able to protect the rights of people to having the courts just willy-nilly go into somebody's house. We do check into it, we do observe it, and I can tell you right now, with the economy it is, we do have families moving into it because, quite frankly, some people have lost their home. That's very unfortunate, and if somebody has to live with their parents or brother and sister to survive this economic downturn, then frankly, I'm all for it, because that's what's going to take to survive.
Mayor, one more thing, if I could just add to that. People can't see this at home, but the individuals that came up to speak that made fools of themselves and embarrassed this town are not even in the audience anymore. They left. They come here, they do their little clown act, and they leave. If we didn't have the information technology we have now, one thinks they might be out passing flyers. I think they'd be too lazy to do that. Sorry, that's all I have.
We have no executive session. There's a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Brown, second trustee Swin-Kunis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We stand adjourned.